All right, let's dive into one of the most brilliant and maybe one of the most misunderstood minds in the entire Mahabharata. We're talking about a true master of the game. In this epic, there are heroes and villains, but then there are characters who completely blur those lines. And this guy, he wasn't just a player on the board. He pretty much designed the game itself.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. The idea that one single person, through sheer cleverness and strategy, could literally rewrite the destiny of an entire era. So who are we talking about?
Of course, it's Shakuni. He's often seen as this ultimate villain, the manipulator pulling the strings between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. But manipulator almost doesn't do him justice. He was the architect of the whole conflict. Now, you might just think of him as a prince, but that doesn't even begin to scratch the surface. Was he royalty, or was he something else entirely? And this is where it gets really interesting. Yeah, okay, he was the Prince of Gandhara, but look at this. He was also a diplomat, a schemer, and a top-tier master strategist. We're talking about a guy who was playing three-dimensional chess while everyone else was still setting up the checkers board. And believe me, the moment his family arrived at the court of Hastinapur, everything changed. His whole vibe, the way he moved, the schemes you could just feel bubbling under the surface, it put everyone on edge. We're talking Drupada, Draupadi, heck, even Lord Krishna took notice. So that begs the question, right? Why? Why stir up so much trouble? What was driving him to create all this chaos? Well, like any great mastermind, he had a motive. And trust me, it was a powerful one. It all boils down to one single, all-consuming word: revenge. That's it. His entire plan, everything he did, was fueled by the need to get justice for his family. And once you understand that, suddenly all his moves start to make a very dark kind of sense.
So, what was his weapon of choice? It wasn't some divine bow or a legendary mace. Nope. It was something way more subtle, and in his hands, way more devastating. We're talking about a simple game of dice.
And just look at the domino effect he created. First, he didn't just play dice, he totally mastered it. He was unbeatable. Then, he used that skill to hook the Kauravas, preying on their pride and ambition. And the final blow? He engineered a situation that stripped the Pandavas of everything, forcing them into exile and years of suffering, all with just a few rolls of the dice. But his story isn't just about being a clever strategist. There's another layer to it. A final, hidden secret that made him, well, let's just say it made him incredibly difficult to defeat. So what if I told you that on top of all his genius-level scheming, Shakuni had something else up his sleeve? A secret that basically made him invincible in everything he set out to do. This wasn't just some clever trick. It was a literal secret weapon. And no, we're not talking about some magical artifact or a gift from the gods. This was something so out of the box, so completely unexpected, that nobody could have possibly seen it coming. Think about it. What if one person's secret weapon had the power to tip the scales in the entire Mahabharata war? That's exactly what we're dealing with here. This one hidden ace became a massive, almost impossible hurdle for the Pandavas to overcome. So what was it? What was this unbelievable weapon? And how did it play such a crucial role in the Great War? Well, we're going to break down Shakuni's ultimate secret in our next explainer. You are definitely not going to want to miss this one.